another misunderstanding about heart work. I want to clear all of this up because I have been speaking to the heart event that's coming up. So I have lots of replies and people talking to me about, oh no, I don't need that, or so I get to explore, these are all the misunderstandings of people that haven't been to an event. They don't know what heart intelligence is, and they're assuming to know the work of the heart without having really to know it. So the other misunderstanding is that people can hold themselves in something that actually needs to be held by a group, by multiple hearts. And heart consciousness is the consciousness of multiple hearts, the wisdom of multiple hearts doing work that is impossible for one heart to do on its own. Okay? And quite a lot in the self-development or spiritual world, there's quite a lot of independence and just the sole person working with spirit, working with God on their own. I work with spirit, or I work with ayahuasca, and I am this one sovereign being, and I can expand my consciousness by myself. Yes, you can expand your consciousness by yourself, but guess what? Up to a certain point, there is a limit of where you can go with just one-on-one, you with your own consciousness, you with ayahuasca, you exploring your own consciousness and your own self. There is a limit. There are some things that need tribe, multiple hearts, to be held by the wisdom of multiple hearts, and some things can only be met in a group. If there is trauma in this one being, or a shadow or a resistance, they are not going to see it. And if it was trauma created by a group, it needs a group to heal it. If it was trauma created in connection, it needs connection to heal it. It needs one other. So you've got self-development work on your own personal journey with ayahuasca. Then you have a meeting point between coach and coachee, two people. Then you can go a slight depth and a slight notch lower between coach and coachee, and you're having one-on-one sessions with somebody, and you're in connection and you're exploring in connection, and it can heal perhaps trauma that's made in connection. But then there's group, and if somebody has group trauma or neglect trauma or a very serious trauma, you need a group field to hold it, because it can't be held by one person. It can't be held by self. It gets to be held by a group, and that is the only processing tool available for even more depth. So therefore, there is an assumption, I'm good on my own, I'm independent, or the perceived security of, but if I do this all on my own, I don't need anyone else. It's not about a dependence. It's not about a need. It is just that some things can only be met here or met multiple in a group. It just is how it is. And we are not meant to be sovereign, independent beings, separated. It's like, you can understand the oneness by yourself and in connection with Source, and understand that we're all one and get a certain depth of that. But then you can understand oneness by seeing yourself in another, and you can get a certain depth with that. But imagine exploring oneness in a group field where there literally is just every being understanding unity and oneness, and coming from that place, and the depth that is then brought in by that group field is not something that you can achieve on oneself with one's own consciousness. Because it's not. It's a different experience. It's a different depth. It's a different quality. So yes, you're going to get a certain amount on your own, but if you want to explore something else, do this. If one-on-one coaching. If you want to explore something else, it needs to be a group and a retreat and held in a group field with somebody that really understands group dynamics, I might add. So important to have a wonderful group facilitator, because that is challenging to hold the consciousness of multiple hearts. Please get someone who knows what they're doing. Please, please, please. Space holding, again, lots of people in the plant medicine world assume space holding is an easy task to hold multiple hearts. You cannot go with just anyone in groups. And that's on my heart to be really clear about. Somebody that knows what they're doing in the facilitation world. Ask where they have trained. What facilitator training did you do? And especially if it's plant medicine, because going to the jungle for me is not enough. That's not a proper facilitation training. There needs to be a facilitation training. But that's just my 2 pence. You can check where somebody has trained, and you can ask for that person's history, how long they've been holding groups, who have they trained with, what have they done. And even if it's just group consciousness, group field work, right? If you're doing group work, just check. And then go on their website and check and see if you resonate with it, because your consciousness is going to resonate with different groups. I very much resonate with Christian Pankhurst from Heart IQ, and he runs New Eden in the Netherlands. So if you want to check out, for me, the best of the best group facilitator, have a look at Christian's website and go to heartiq.org. Mwah.